Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I'm pretty sure that you will love this vibe. And everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This can be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. So simply take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is just a tool. It is not the final rule. So it's a good idea to have an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you want to see what's up. The download that I have for you, collective, is you can't please them all, so make sure that you're not disappointed. By all means necessary. Collective, the message I have here is you can't please them all, so make sure you're not disappointed by all means necessary. So clearly what Spirit is saying is that you are put here with a purpose, a divine mission for yourself. The moment, the time of when and how you come into your awakening is an individual process. And to be reminded, no matter who you are, what you have experienced, or where you are from, or who you feel you are connected to, keep in mind that you're not here to be a people pleaser. You are not here to be socially obligated, to force yourself to be involved or entangled with people, places, and things that does not resonate for you. There are some people who may be unaware, Spirit is saying. And so I was told to convey this message. So you can't please them all, collective. And so make sure that you're the one that's not disappointed. You know, you do not want to perish from planet Earth with the shoulda, woulda, coulda theory. You know, of all the things we give our attention and we give our power, give away our power to, you should be constantly, each and every day, making sure you're pouring into yourself in one way or form, you know, or pouring into your children, or doing something that will benefit, you know, your children or your grandchildren, or something just to make your life better, or your grandchildren's life better, you know, or your children's life better, either or. So there's a need, and a Spirit is clearly saying it's time to focus. It's time to focus. It's time to recalibrate, you know, your energy, and make sure you're constantly doing that. Yes, you're not here to please people. And so if you are someone, maybe you have family members or friends who try to project onto you that you are socially obligated to be in their life, to be in their world, that you must help them, you must do this and you must do that. I don't hate to break it to you. I'm glad to break it to you that you're not obligated. You're not socially obligated. So this message is not saying for you to be cold and malicious. If you choose to help someone and you are from a family setting that has healthy conditions, where there's positive energy, where there's love and unity, where you support each other. No one's family or friend associates are perfect, but the good must always outweigh the bad if you're going to stay entangled or connected to any person, place, or thing. Spirit is saying this is part of the download. And so be mindful that you're not obligated. You know, your purpose, your divine purpose is has way more weight. It holds more weight than you being a people pleaser, than you making choices that you feel will pacify the approval of those outside of you. Okay. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, okay? Tell a family, friend, or foe, or you know, to come on over. Subscribe so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications. There's no space in place for everyone to be notified, okay? All right. Okay, the first card we have here is Malthus, the Ten of Swords here, okay? And what Malthus is saying, it says, builds houses and high towers, destroys an enemy's thoughts and desires in all they have built, gives good familiars. So Malthus, the Ten of Swords, is letting you know if there is anyone or anything that may be making you feel like you're being threatened, or they have you in a chokehold, or maybe someone's trying to blackmail you, maybe someone's trying to control you, manipulate you. Maybe you are from a family that has a lot of narcissists, you know, and you have a lot of experience with being controlled and feeling as if you were under some kind of control mechanism, or as if someone has casted a spell over you throughout your childhood. Maybe you felt that you were indebted to this unhealthy family, but maybe you rolled it out, you stuck along because maybe you were a minor at the time. But as you grew into an adult and came into your own adulthood and your own self-worth, you have learned and you are now seeing that those conditions are unhealthy. And so you could also now be learning and seeing, just as I'm delivering this message as well, that you do not have to stick around anyone that does not serve you for your highest good. If it isn't healthy, if it isn't positive, it's okay to sever those ties. It's okay to love a person from a distance, whether they're family, your friend, your woman, your man. If it's unhealthy, then you don't have to stay connected to that particular person, place or thing. Okay. Because there are some people, collective, that really feels that if they don't do something because it's their mother, their father, their sibling, or something happens maybe with someone's health in the family, that they are indebted to that person, that they must sacrifice their lives. They must sacrifice themselves and be tolerant of putting their life on pause to go maybe help or render help to this person because they are experiencing a hardship in their life. And that's not to be cold or malicious, but Spirit is saying that it does not make you a bad person or an evil person because you choose not to cut your happiness off or your life off to go and support or stay connected to someone who's not supportive. Okay, so this is like, having a parental figure who was just unfit, non-supportive in many ways, who may have allowed things to occur. Okay, Spirit is saying that you have to trust and know that, that person, if someone is experiencing something with their health or something is going on within your family and you're not connected to them, this is for somebody that needs to hear it. That just like God and Source provides for you, they will be provided for as well. So this is for someone who really needs to hear it. You may have a family that's very toxic that you cannot return to, and you choose not to return to because there was some very, how can I say this? There were some very um, inappropriate things that happened. Okay, um, that really is unforgettable. But you still may be concerned about someone's health that's a relative to you. Okay. This could be a parental figure. This could be a grandparent, a sibling, a cousin, an aunt. And Spirit is saying, once again, just like Source provides for you, that this person will be just fine without you. So don't think or assume that they are going to suffer. And if someone tries to come to you and try to use someone's ailment or someone's down hardship or down point in their life as a reason to reconnect with you, be careful. Trust and know they will be taken care of. For a good example of that is a person may need, long-term care. They may be offered to maybe go into a nursing facility or continue care center. And maybe they don't want to do that. And maybe a family member may reach out to you and say, hey, so-and-so is going on with so-and-so, so-and-so. And the first thing you do is panic and go into stinking thinking, oh, I got to go and help. I got to go and help. And this is the same person who has put you through some inappropriate situations. I have to watch my language, but whatever comes to mind when I say inappropriate, when I'm speaking collective, that's what I mean. Things that can't be spoken about here. Spirit is saying, trust that they will be taken care of. So it's not this person who you are concerned about. If they are having some issues or some kind of ailment, something going on with their health, they will be just fine. They may not want to go to the nursing care facility, but the offer is still there. This person is not without, Spirit is saying, they may not want to go and move in with a friend, but the offer is there. So whoever you are, if you're worried about that, don't allow circumstances like that to make you return to the burn, make you return to the situation that has left a negative imprint on your soul and your spirit, okay? Because I'm picking up some very cruel, harsh, dark things was done to you throughout your childhood, also as a teenager as well, okay? And maybe you experience some things as an adult as well, okay? But some very diabolical, nefarious things where people were just inappropriate, and your parental figures or whoever had guardianship over you were aware of what was taking place. So be careful and be mindful with people trying to alarm you, especially family. If you've cut them off, coming to you, trying to alarm you, bring the alarm, bringing the alarm to you, trying to pump you into reconnecting with you, because there are people, collective, who wants access back into your life. Okay. And so this download that I got, you can't please them all, but make sure that you're not disappointed. Basically, Spirit is saying it's impossible to live your life to please people. It's impossible. It will be stressful. It will deplete you. It will take away from your life source. It will take away from you as a being. But make sure that no matter who you are, what you have experienced, that you experience at least a little bit. I don't care who you is. I'm pretty sure you want to experience a little bit of happiness, bliss, and peace in your life by any means and all means necessary. And so Spirit is saying, take your power back and stand in your power. And so you're going to have to be strong and not be weak. Yes, and not be weak. Because just like you are provided for, your family and whomever else are around you, they will be provided for as well. So don't be alarmed. This person is not without. They are not homeless. It's not like they have nowhere to go. They may not like what was offered to them, and that's being left out of the conversation. That's for somebody who needs to hear it. Okay, they may not like, maybe that nursing facility comes with rules, and they can't do what they would normally do if they had their freedom at their home and they were recovering. So, or maybe they're afraid that when they go there, they won't go to recover. They may end up becoming a permanent resident there. But that's not for you to be concerned with. Okay, and so Spirit is saying you have done the work to move forward. So to keep doing that, be mindful. Okay, because people are trying to reattach themselves to you. But this energy here is saying that they are here to assist you and defend you when it comes to your enemies, your haters, your naysayers, whether they're family or friends, anyone coming trying to distort your view or trying to cause any friction with you. Okay, all right. So that's what Malthus is saying, that support is here and help is here, and you have to fear not. You have nothing to fear. And do not be tempted. Do not be fooled. Don't let anybody trick you out of your spot. Don't be fooled, collective. Don't be fooled. People will use just about anything to reattach to you. Children, sob stories, whatever. Okay, you have to remember that when you were going through what you experienced, who was there for you? And if you've chosen to close this cycle with these people, you want to be mindful, because all that you have built that you consider to be positive, when you return to people, even family or friends, doesn't matter, those things will be taken from you and dissipate from your life like instantly and like magic. And you'll be wondering, like, what happened? Everything was just going smoothly. Well, you sent out the signal to the universe that what they thought was closed, you reopen. So the favor and the blessings that are for you in your life, the divine doesn't want everyone to experience it. So if it has to be put on hold, stopped, or taken away from you from the time being until you're done going in that karmic loop and allowing people to play on your top, allowing people to play with you in your face, then that is what has to be done, because what's for you is for you, and what's for them is for them, and everybody just can't go with you. It's like being told you're going to the amusement park, and you're getting on the Ferris wheel, and maybe everybody wants to go because they want to get on the Ferris wheel. Well, that's impossible. Everybody just can't go. There are some people who's going to have to wait till it's their turn to ride that Ferris wheel. And first of all, they're going to have to do the work. And I'm speaking to someone who has done a lot of work on themselves. The next card we have here is the High Priestess. Okay, Danceline, the High Priestess energy here. Okay, teaches art and science, knows the secret thoughts of all and can change them, causes love, shows vision of the world. Okay, and so the secret thoughts, okay, of all and can change them. So this energy here is letting you know that anyone who is plot planning or trying to strategize against you currently while you're on your path, or if you are concerned about someone trying to throw energy your way or trying to sabotage, that you are here, you are protected. Both of these cards are representing that you are being protected, okay? This could represent your spirit team, okay? Your benevolent ancestors, your spirit totem. However, but they're confirming to you of how protected you are, and you need not to worry. You can surrender your worries. You can surrender your fears. This is a new day, a new timeline, okay? And so that was very specific. There's someone who may receive a message that someone is, not feeling well or something going on with their health. But Spirit is saying for you to still not return at all because it is a setup. And these people, this family I'm talking about, is very dangerous to even be around because the things that were done to you were illegal. The things that were done to you were illegal. You're an adult now, but were illegal. So, and to heal from something like that, or to try to heal, I don't even want to call it healing. I don't even want to call it that. To work on surrendering the impact of such deeds is very harsh and cruel for a person. And the same people who allow this to occur, to return to that, could be very risque, whether you have children or not. And I'm pretty sure if you have children, you're protecting your little ones. We don't even have to pull no cards on. I'm pretty sure you're protecting them and you're not playing. I'm pretty sure you like, Sometimes those things have to be done. When you really learn to love yourself and you really want that peace of mind, and you find what your piece of peace is like, by all means necessary, like the download said, you're not here to please people. So make sure you're not disappointed. Like returning to someone or something that is not for your highest good and being hurt all over again. Or having to catch a case because somebody then did something they ain't got no business. If you're a child or you have children. Because the first thing they're going to want to do is, that's my grandchild. That's my niece. That's my, and because of what happened, you're not on that kind of time. I already know you ain't on that kind of time. I'm pretty sure you're protecting yourself, and I don't think you're playing with nobody. I don't think you are. Not my collective. They don't play games like that because what I'm speaking of is not a laughing matter. It's not a situation to take lightly. It's something very seriously, okay? Seriously, because the goal is to avoid this tower moment. The goal is to not, you don't want to intentionally and walk into a tower. You don't want to force this to occur in your life, or you don't want your children to experience what you experience. And at this point, Spirit is saying there isn't even no conversations need to be had. There's a need for you to make sure you keep those ties severed. Because I'm picking up maybe one of these people who may have been inappropriate with you, I'll just say inappropriate, may have passed away. One or two, a few of them, okay? This is a family of diabolical people, nefarious people, okay? And the others are just going to be in denial and they're going to attack you. So there is no conversation to be had. There is no conversation to be had. These people would actually lure you in, make you feel as if they miss you, they want to see you. Oh, there's something going on in the family, which there may be. But they'll use that to pull on your hot chakra and play on your soft spot and get you all emotional and will you in towards them. And soon as they have you nice and comfortable, voila, boom. That's when the BS detector will sound the alarm. And, you don't want to be in a situation where you're forced to do something you may regret. Okay? Okay, you've already been through it. You don't need anyone trying to pretend like they want to have a conversation about something that happened 10, 20 years ago, and they're really not apologetic. It's all a facade. It's all fake. It's a put on. It's all fake. It's just to lure you back in. It's just to play on your soft spot. Oh, I know it's something going on in the family. Let me go try to knock on a collective's door and see can I play on their heart chakra. No, 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 no. Get away. Get away. Have your itch be gone spray out. Okay? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Because there's a lot of conflict going on. Even if this is not a family, this could be a group of friends that are toxic, okay, that you may have experienced a lot of ruckus with, a lot of drama. Maybe you have caught a couple of cases, or you got some friends that didn't caught some cases, or y'all done been through some things, but maybe you're that friend that pulled away. You're that one friend that got away. You no longer show up to the invites anymore. You don't want to turn up. Maybe you turn up by yourself. Maybe you stop smoking. Maybe you stop drinking. Maybe you just don't go to those same places. Maybe you're just not interested and it became old to you. So you stopped accepting the invites, and eventually, slowly but surely, you started to have new interests. Okay, I'm seeing someone taking up new hobbies, new interests. So you're not interested in going around the toxicity, the negative energy, the toxic family, the unhealthy, risque family at that. You're just not interested. Okay, these are people whom every time you show up, it starts off smooth. They will you in, and then boom, it's always an argument, a fight, a confrontation, a disagreement, somebody yelling, somebody screaming. Who did it? Who ate the last piece of chicken? Okay, what you got on the drink? You didn't pay enough. I went to the store last time. Why you blocking the driveway? You still owe me 20. And remember, I co-signed for you. It's always something. It's always something, and it's not positive. And so Spirit is clearly saying that making sure that you sever these ties, and keep it that way if you want to enjoy any form of peace in your life, is the best bet for you. And your spirit team is letting you know how protected you are. So you need not to worry. Even if this is something new for you, you may be someone and you may be saying, hey, well, I'm alone. This is new for me. You're not alone. No one is alone. But here as humans, if we don't tangibly see it in the 3D, the room is empty, but we're never alone. Spirit is always present, and it's a good idea to learn to rely more on the spiritual than the physical. Okay, but you want to stay away from the conflict with the magician energy. You are that friend or that family member who got away. You escaped it. You escaped this conflict, and you escaped the tower. So there are people that you're no longer socializing with who are going through it at this time. And this is not a message to laugh at anyone, because we all have situations, even though these people may deserve what they're going through. But this is not a laughing matter. This is something for you to stay out of the way. You stay in the kitchen being the magician that you are. Continue pouring into yourself, continue working your magic, and look to the left, to the right. Don't even look. Keep looking forward at yourself. Keep creating for yourself. Keep pouring into yourself, doing your affirmations, your prayer, your meditation, staying positive, making new friends, new associates, taking up new hobbies, finding ways to build and co create with the universe, doing things that are uplifting instead of always showing up to a fight, an argument, a spat, that kind of energy. Where before the end of the night, instead of people drinking their drink, somebody's got a drink thrown on them. This energy began to become no longer fun for you. There was a time where maybe you used to show up and say, hey, I'm about to go over here and play cards or have some drinks or hang out with so and so, knowing darn well what the night was going to end like. But, it kind of worn on you. It began to get pretty old, collective. And you're like, look, I don't know what's out there, but it's got to be something more than what I'm looking at here, what I've been experiencing my entire life, whether it's a friend group or a family group. You've been showing up, hanging out with these people or at this family member's house your entire life and witnessing the toxicity, being part of the toxicity, possibly people ganging up on you as well, involving you in stuff you have nothing to do with. And so, like they say, when a person gets tired, they'll leave. You never tell a person to leave, they will leave when they are tired. So I'm picking up you are someone who has chosen to leave. You got away, and it feels like the magician, the magic right here. This is how it feels, and you have a lot of willpower. And they're shocked. They're shocked. They're surprised. And some of these people feel like they dream, and Spirit is saying they feel like they are dreaming. They feel like they are missing out, and they are missing out. They're missing out on the blessings that are for you. They're missing out on the favor that is for you, as I just mentioned. Everyone can't go with you to the Ferris wheel because it's not their turn to ride it. It takes work to get to the amusement park and ride the Ferris wheel and go have cotton candy or an elephant ear. It takes work to go on a pirate ship as many times as you want to till you get dizzy. I'm speaking metaphorically. You know, it takes work to go get your double dipped in cherry ice cream cone. It takes work to get there, and you have done the work, and you're doing it continuously. Okay, because the journey of life is continuously. So the healing is continuously. It goes on and on. There is no death. There is no ending. Life happens in cycles. Okay? And what they feel that they're missing out on is this Ace of Pentacles. People can smell and they know about the peace that you have. And, you could even at this time, by you separating from them, collective, you could even notice that you have more money. Maybe you were around these people, and I'll put this over here, and that you were likely paying for everything, or you had people always borrowing from you. Okay, I'm picking that up. You're even finding, I don't care if it's an extra $100. That's money, honey. You're finding that you have more cash available. You're finding you have more peace. You're finding you have less headaches. I'm picking up someone who could possibly have had experience a lot of anxiety being around these nefarious people. Confirmation with the church bell. So you are noticing the changes in your life, and they're positive. They're positive. You're feeling better. You're looking better. Your skin may be even smoother and glowing. And you're like, when I used to be around them, I had pimples everywhere, but wow, my skin is popping. That's because it matters who we hang around. It matters who we interact with. It matters who we deal with. It's all energy. Everything around us is energy. Everything on this table is energy. My voice is energy. You watching is energy. That bell outside is energy. And it's never destroyed. It simply travels from one person, place, thing to the next. They're concerned and they're worried. They want a piece of this. They want to sit on the throne with you. They want a piece, but they cannot. In the moment that you try to do some moonwalking and go backwards if you want to with the glitter glove and them penny loafers, that's when all this will dissipate just like that. It won't even be out here. It'll just be gone. And you'll be like, what? What happened? I just had it. You chose to go back. So you're not ready. It's not meant for them to enjoy what's for you. You may want that, and people, ooh, that's another video. I got to do that about relationships, romantic relationships, especially. People try to manifest particular things, and sometimes they don't occur. Sometimes, not all the time, because the person or people you have around you, your spirit team and the divine does not want those people around you reaping what they have for you. So things will occur strategically, and you're wondering why. It's because they're trying to get your manifestation to you. Source is trying to get your blessing and your prayer to you, but I can't get it to you because they still here. They here in a way, and it's not for them to enjoy. So the longer they stay, the longer you will push the blessing away. The longer they stay. That's how that goes. They want a piece of this, though. They want a piece. The King of Cups here, okay? Mature, compassionate, caring, friendly, empathetic, wise, okay? Balance. very generous and romantic. This is the energy that you have regained. This is you regaining your stability. These things may have dissipated from you when you were around these negative people. You were unable to connect romantically. You were unable, to be balanced or be family oriented. Maybe you were less caring, but now you're all those things. Okay. You're more focused. When you don't have friction around you, you're more focused. It's like studying for a major exam. When a person is studying, they're doing any kind of homework, the first thing they want is quiet, peace. Or sometimes people put on their headphones and they'll study to music. Okay. So the friction is not around you, so you're able to process better. You can see clearly now. You can see the forest through the trees and for the trees. You can see there's a lot of clarity in your life. You know where you are and you understand where you're headed. But before, you weren't even concerned where you were headed. You were just in the moment. And it's okay to be present and in the moment, but not in the moment where it's negative, where it's nothing positive. You can only turn up so much. I mean, how many times do you need to hold the porcelain god, the toilet? How many times, been there, done that? How many times do you want to throw up? I mean, come on and lay on the cold bathroom floor. How many times do you want to wake up with a hangover till you say, you know what? I like turning up, but this is getting boring to me. Because it comes a point, it gets boring. The hanging out, the partying, it gets boring. Like, seriously. And those who know. There are some people watching who get what I'm saying. It gets to a point, it gets boring to you. The same old people doing the same old thing. You become very bored. And what it is, your soul is calling out. Your soul is calling for change. Your soul is reaching like, yes, give me judgment. Yes, I want, let's come to a screeching halt. I want some change. If the collective could just find another hobby or another friend, or darn it, another drink, a different kind. We've been drinking brown all our life. Let's switch. I'm just using that as an example, but doing the same thing doesn't matter what it is. It gets boring over time. But how many times, like I said, do you want to hold the porcelain god, the toilet, throwing, we got wasted last. I mean, like, how impressive is that? And all this stuff, it fades, it gets old, it becomes less exciting. It's not impressive. You have moments in your life where it is impressive, where it's a big thing to hold a giant bottle around and turn it. It's a big thing. Then you have moments where it's nothing, and you're like, oh, okay, they doing what I used to do. Oh, okay. You have no judgment about it, but it's just nothing to you. You're bored with it. And that's called growth. That's when you're blossoming. That's when you're in your bloom season. That's when you're starting to bloom and your petals are starting to unfold and show who you truly are. And so when you're in the bloom season, that's when you must respect it and move accordingly, so that you can enjoy the 10 of cups, so that you can have your harmony, your family, if that's something you desire. You may not want a family, maybe you just want to live in spouse, whatever floats your boat. Starting a business, furthering your education, changing your career. Okay, I'm here and build a house. Somebody wants to build a house from the ground. Okay, whatever, buy that land. Do that then, okay? But more harmony and prosperity, but being able to enjoy it. They're outside. You see their arms are stretched wide because they are looking at and observing all that they have worked for. And their arms are stretched because they're grateful and they're thankful. And the dog is playing and the children are playing. Wee, look what we built. Look at our beautiful home. Yay. They're in celebration, okay? Celebratory mode. They're celebrating all that they have accrued, that they have worked for. And the only way you can get to this level in life, you cannot have this energy around you. I'm being told to remind you, you cannot have this 10 of cups with these people here. They will sabotage. It won't arrive. It won't happen. It won't happen. It won't happen. And it's for your protection. It's for your protection, collective. So you have to trust that, okay? And so, yeah, you are protected. And make sure you are not here to people please. Okay, so make sure you're not disappointed. Never mind someone else being angry with you because you chose the wrong career, or you didn't go to college when they wanted you to, or you don't live in a neighborhood they live, you don't drive. Never mind all that. You don't go to their church, and who cares? Okay, January, February, tell them to march their way out of your life. You're not put here to please people. You can't please them all. So why even be bothered with that? It's too much burden for you. Spirit is saying that would wear you out thin, and you're too valuable and important for that. You know, love on yourself and make sure that you are satisfied, that you don't perish with the shoulda, woulda theory. Bet on you. Give yourself a shot. Give yourself your best shot. I don't care what it is, and just go for it. You don't need permission to be great. Later.